The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
You found the Taxi Stand Hour.
Over.
On Radio TFI.
Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. On Twitter at Taxi Stand Hour. From a payphone, call collect.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard. It is Saturday. Yeah, hey, I got that right 2 weeks in a row. Can't trip me up, man. Saturday, December 31st of 2022. Let's see if I write that. Let's see if I put 2022 in right next week's check as well here. You are listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI and on the Radio TFI streaming network from the ShalataMakesMeLaugh.com studio in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm John Shannon. And over there in Queens, New York, in the Radio TFI Executive Tower, is the one and only Ed Van Ness. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, kids and kittens. We trust you've had a fine and festive this past week. Hope your Christmas was everything you needed it to be, or didn't want it to be, or who you didn't want it to be. We managed to get through another one. We have just scant hours left in this year that is 2022. John promises we're going to talk a lot about what went on this past year. And young Mr. Shannon, how the hell are you?
Well, I couldn't be better if I was twins.
I've heard that before. Oh, wait a minute, I said it.
I couldn't come up with an original line, so I just figured I'd reach into the Van Ness file here. And
there you go. How was your week?
Well, it was slow business-wise.
How did Santa Claus treat you?
Oh, you know what? I had the best Christmas you could ever imagine.
Do tell.
Well, Christmas Eve, we get to go over to kids' house real quick. Watched a little football. Had a just nice little snack type spread out. And that was a nice time. I always enjoy going over there. Christmas Day though, Lori makes a beautiful prime rib roast. Oh, it was to die for, literally.
Sounds like some fine eating there, sir. Some fine eating.
You know what I got to do between the time I got up and the time I had dinner? I laid in bed and watched football all day long.
Well, good for you. 2 of those 3 games were well worth watching.
Well, yeah,
Anyway, before I was going to go on about what Santa Claus left for me under the tree. Excuse me.
Santa Claus or the neighbor's dog?
Well, there's a little bit of both. Well, we know Santa Claus dropped the early present last week with my new car, but he also dropped this week a full body massage and a mani-pedi. Your Uncle Ed's feeling just fine right now. You have no earthly idea. 2 days ago, and but this being New Year's Eve and all, I feel it's only proper that the work week ended on a Friday. By the time the new work week starts, it's the new year. So let's one more time for 2022. John Shannon's favorite segment here on the Taxi Stand Hour. It's the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by Champagne. Uber closed the week at $24.73, up 9 cents. Lyft closed the week at $11.02, up 81 cents. Tesla had a rousing rebound, closing the week at $123.18, up 3 cents. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch. Happy New Year. I was looking at this yesterday, and you realize that between the three of them, over the course of the week, they did not gain $1. Not $1. Although they all made this week. They all finished. Tesla's going in the toilet. Lyft, I keep saying it as a joke, but it's true. I spend more on lunch than a share of Lyft is worth. And before we go any further, let it be my pleasure for one final time this year, my honor and pleasure, to bring in young Mr. Bill Fancher from... Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, everybody. And
Wow.
a premature Happy New Year.
What do you sound so sad for? You're not the Pope, you're not Barbara Walters, and you're not Pele.
I've been married for 39 years.
Well, then there's that. I'm busy 48 hours of people dropping dead. Watch out.
Oh, come on. You would not without that woman.
Yeah, I'd like to try sometimes.
Oh.
Man. Well, here we go. Let's start this off on up. And before I get
And
any
a happy
further,
note.
Barbara Fancher at...
Yeah.
before we get any further into the shenanigans here, I want to make sure I get it out of the way. To my nephew Harry, happy birthday, pal. He's a New Year's
Happy
Eve baby.
birthday, Harry.
Come on, Bill, you can say it.
Happy freaking birthday.
Easy. Oh, Bill, before we continue any further, I have something for you.
Do you know? Is
I
it the
do.
peanut butter box?
Well, I've always got that for you, pal. But you've been asking for this for so long.
Uh-oh.
You keep mentioning it, and we haven't had it. Well, now we have it.
It's about time.
Santa's been busy.
Attaboy. 2 weeks off have been productive.
You'd be surprised how. Yes, I got to go back to work Wednesday.
I was going to say Wednesday, you slacker.
Oh, boo-hoo. You got to go to work. I don't.
Oh, by the way, I have to work next Saturday too. So.
Oh, no.
But we're not here on Saturday. We're back to our regular schedule starting next week.
Yes,
you know what? You know what it's like being retired?
I've just found out these last 2 weeks.
6 Saturdays and a Sunday.
There you go. Now you're talking.
So we do actually, as promised, we do have a kind of going to take a look at 2022, some of the ups, some of the downs, some of the things. That,
There it goes.
Those.
do you really think it went that fast?
No, this year drug on like, oh.
Yeah, I would have a tendency to agree with you on that.
I don't know. I'm still wondering what happened in 1974.
You know what? I won't disagree with you. I think 75 came in and just knocked it around, and there we went.
Here we are.
There are, before I get started on that, though, there are a couple of stories, headlines I wanted to glance and run by you guys here real quick. So have you heard about all the deep kimchi there that New York Representative-elect George Santos is going through?
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Oh, my God.
I came across a tweet last night, and somebody said, "Put your best George Santos flag." So I put, something along the lines of, "Who can forget George Santos, his heroics at the Battle of Bowling Green?"
Yeah.
They say nobody ever flew it,
he survived the Alamo too.
but they say he never flew. No one has ever flown a tank with more grace. This guy, and this is what's sad about the Republican Party. They're okay with this. They're all okay with this.
Well, they're not really saying much of anything. They're trying to kind of, hopefully, if we distance ourselves by being quiet, which is not an inherent thing for the Republicans.
Yeah,
exactly.
If we don't talk about it, it will go.
It'll go away.
Somebody posted a picture on Twitter last night of Paul, Ringo.
Oh yeah, John and George.
John and George, yes, and it was great. It was great. Nice job with Photoshop.
I think the worst thing he did was a couple of tweets he put out. One where he talks about how his mother died on September 11th, and then another one where his mother died 5 years later. Look, my mom was great at a lot of things, but she only Daffy Duck. It's a good trick, but you can only do it once.
Yep.
That's not true. I've already done it. So. Oh, it's the truth.
On numerous occasions.
Oh no, for real on one. Been there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So,
but not like they put me in the ground or anything. Not for lack of trying.
Well, there you go. So the other thing that was humorous and caught my eye here this last week was this goofball Andrew Tate.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. So this guy is a influencer, I guess, or whatever you call. Apparently, he's also an MMA fighter, and so he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to show off one of his shiny new cars with, with all the horses in the world and
okay,
and whatnot. And, he made the mistake of.
Wait, before you finish, John. There's a couple parts of the story you're missing. First off, he had been banned from Twitter for 5 years. Elon Musk let him back on. Then he immediately picked the fight with the activist Greta Thunberg. She's 19 years old now. She's about to be 20, so she's not a kid. And he made some idiotic statement about his cars, blah blah blah. And she said, "Well, why don't you tell me all about it? You can write me at small dick energy at blah blah." But now he gets on and he puts a video. Now, mind you, he's also wanted for sex trafficking. So he puts out a video on Twitter, and he's in this fancy robe, and he's showing his pecs, and he's doing this. And what's sitting in front of him but a pizza box?
Not
a peanut butter box
from Pete and Tony's.
Not Pete and Tony's, which would have been, good. But from a place called Jerry's Pizza in Romania. And that's how they found him. He's in custody now. He picked a fight with a young lady. And, I'm trying to remember what her response was. It was something about the pizza.
Is that a perfect example of if you had two brains, one would die of loneliness?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well,
Sorry,
and-
John, I ran off on that one with it. So.
well, that's okay. I don't mind. You tell the story better than I do. But the reaction I get from that is good for Greta. I have always respected her work. I am not, of all the things that all the causes I might stand up for and what have you, the environment is one that, look, I don't know enough about what's going on with the environment to make an educated guess. I really rely on the scientists for this. And I will be the first one to admit I don't pay a lot of attention to it. You know, a lot of things that they're talking about doing, I get a little annoyed with, Jesus, they've turned Minneapolis and St. Paul, for that matter, into a bicycle paradise, and suddenly getting around trying to actually pick up people and make a living actually has become a little more difficult around here. So I get a little annoyed with that part of it.
You need a rickshaw.
Yeah, pretty much. But I had always respected her for her work and what she was trying to accomplish. I got to tell you, I'm a fan now. I am a fan of Greta's. She proved that you do not need balls to stand up to a bull.
You do not indeed. No. She also showed she has a pretty big brass pair of them too.
Yes, absolutely.
I stand up for one thing. One mighty thing.
To pee.
To pee. Thank you, Johnny.
I was in the right room anyway. I was in the right room. No, good for her. She makes her points. And,
no kidding.
Look, unfortunately for the likes of us, we will be pretty much mulched by the time any real change has occurred or the planet actually implodes on itself. We will I think the planet's going to eat us all up and say, you know what, I'm going to go back to where I was a billion, many years.
It's time to start over.
Things were going just fine till about 150 years ago. You stop and think about it. In the history of the Earth, everything as far as the planet was concerned was just peachy keen. We showed up, we discovered oil, coal, and all that. Hey!
Blame it on the dinosaurs.
I will blame it on the dinosaurs. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to do a cards and letter thing, so get ready.
All right.
I heard this the other day. Look at all the things that have happened ever since women got the right to vote.
Oh. Cards.
I heard that and I went, oh no.
And ballistic missiles.
Exactly. Send them on.
I feel technical difficulties coming on.
That's it. It's time for me to go. You bye.
You want to stick with that? Is that your final answer, Bill?
I'm sorry. No. Let's go with B.
Let's go with B. Oh, all right.
Well, we just lost the last listener that we
had. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, it's been fun having you on for 2022. Yeah.
So, what I did do here earlier in the week is I didn't put up a poll, but I just asked a question. This is one of the nice things about Twitter, and we'll talk about the whole idea of actually getting the blue check, the infamous blue check mark. I reached out to the folks that follow me on Twitter, and I asked a very simple: what is your top story from 2022? And I, surprised, got actually quite a number of replies, and I was surprised too by some of the things that were left off that nobody happened to mention.
And what, John? I didn't get that.
What's that?
I didn't get that.
You didn't get that tweet?
No.
Neither did I.
Well,
Bill.
And by the way, his new name is Bill I Hate Twitter Fancher.
I didn't say I hated it. I said I despised it.
All right,
Well,
John,
whatever.
what were the questions you got? What were the answers you got?
Well, some of the things people mentioned, of course, was the war in Ukraine. That was probably one of the biggest answers. I got that from several people. One thing that I'd completely forgotten about was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
How could you forget about a turd on your bed?
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, if I was Johnny Depp, I certainly wouldn't have forgot about it. But see,
Um,
this is the thing you go through every year. You get to New Year's Eve, and people start bringing up stuff that happened last January and February. Like, oh my God, was that this year?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yep.
The FBI's legal search of Mar-a-Lardo.
The
One-
never-ending search.
Mm,
The non-existent red wave. Somebody mentioned.
don't forget, every time there's any kind of election coming up, there's a caravan of people.
Exactly.
Speaking of which,
And let's not forget the Donner Party.
The what?
Get the cue the cricket's head.
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for that at all. I was not ready at all for that.
Sorry, that was an old-timey reference. Okay.
I guess.
I thought you were referring to your great governor there, and sending people off.
Well,
Don't forget, Greg Abbott is a good Christian who sends women and children into the cold on a bus ride that they have no idea where they're going.
mhm.
Great political point.
Well,
You must be
in
so
this case, the
proud.
political point's on the top of his freaking head.
Yeah, well, you must be so proud.
I'm just bursting with pride because of this douche.
Button busting proud. I can see it.
Mhm.
Moving on, Mr. Shannon.
I'd like to.
Yes.
One person remembered the Paul Pelosi attack.
And that
Just
wasn't-
one?
Just
Paul
one.
remembers.
Yeah.
Paul Pelosi remember. Well, maybe he doesn't remember.
Maybe he doesn't.
The common theme, I think, was the January 6th committee and the findings there. I think was probably the biggest out of all the different things that people brought up. There were some of the other big news stories here that we dealt with here during the course of the year. Of course, COVID-19. Still, we haven't gotten rid of that yet.
We have not.
We never will.
You're probably right. The Winter Olympics in Beijing. Of course, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Inflation. It's funny now that you don't hear a lot of people talking too much about inflation, but
Yeah, the election's over.
yeah, well,
You know,
very true.
You know who's not talking about it? The Republicans.
Mhm.
Very much.
They ran on it, but now it's like, let's impeach Biden. What for? It doesn't matter. Let's impeach
Doesn't
him.
matter.
Mhm. You remember monkeypox? People don't talk much about that anymore.
The monkey pox.
I do. I made sure to get a case of it. Just to,
Did you?
yeah, it comes in. There's like 12 boxes in a case, and
It's really good cold.
Is it right next to the peanut butter box head?
It's next to the peanut butter box.
Peanut butter box is here.
and then the monkey
And,
boxes.
and if you go off menu at Pete and Tony's, I think you can get it.
Okay,
Tell everybody.
I know, right?
Man, Bill, come on.
You know what? Nobody in my little survey mentioned though, or
Pete
said
and Tony's?
Pete and Tony's. I mean, it's all the rage now.
Exactly.
Uvalde.
You know
Wow.
what? Amazing about that, isn't it? And that
Well,
was
this-
what? May?
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Huh. Gee, which is making our illustrious governor extremely happy since he's still done squanto nothing about it.
Well,
Well,
that's
not-
what the
not-
problem is with a lot of these with a lot of these shootings, it happens. We go through a month or two where we grieve about it, and it gets filed back into the back corners of our minds. And
well, they had some news on it a couple of weeks ago that they've hired a new school dude for down in Uvalde, and they've hired the entire police force, and they're building a new school and all that. So, it's kind of like, oh, we're making everybody, happy because we're doing all of this, but you still haven't done anything about the people that should be prosecuted for the shooting.
That is absolutely right. In the same vein, let's not forget Alex Jones fined over $1 billion.
Well,
running his mouth. Well,
which did what I figured he would do, and he filed for bankruptcy.
Of
Don't
course,
matter. It's still hanging over his
it'll
head.
follow him for the rest of his life.
Well, right. He's not going to be able to live the lavish lifestyle, but if he thinks anybody that thinks he's going to come out of pocket for anything close to what these people have coming to them, sadly, they're wrong.
Wait till he goes to buy something.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Look, for the folks involved, it's not about the money. It's about showing him what a cretin he is. And as far as what Bill just said, we long time ago, we were renting a house. We decided to buy the house, blah, blah, blah. They never gave us our deposit back, and a whole bunch of money they owed us. We wound up in small claims court. Excuse me. We won. I'll go into all the details some other time. And they never sent us a penny. Not a penny.
Go figure.
Well, a couple of years later, we had split up, and I get a phone call. She says, guess who I just heard from? Who? And she tells me the couple that we bought the house from. Says it seems they want to buy a house. I said, oh, really?
Oh, do they now?
Do they now? But we've got a lien on them. They want to know if we'll work out payments, to which I said,
no.
They know we already had worked out payments, right? She says, I know. I said, you've already told the lawyer we're not. She says, yep. We want it all. We want it now. Or you know what? Screw you. At that point, because it wasn't about the money.
Pretty much.
Now it's just, you want to buy this house? By all means. You flipped me the bird a couple of years ago. We tried to do this the right way with you. And there you go. Happy New Year, Steve. A Diet Dew. Rideshare Rodeo says, Happy New Year, gentlemen, and a Diet Mountain Dew for Ed. Ed went out, and I have to stock up on my Diet Dews. I can't buy this particular bottle in New York City, so I have to go across the river. The beautiful Secaucus. Yes, Bill, it's true. I can't buy this particular size bottle. So I go to Walmart, and there's no Walmarts in New York City. Go to Walmart about 20 minutes from here. Then I wanted to drive the new car anyway. And I was able to load up with about 30
6-pack.
Loaded the whole car up.
It just bring the forklift out, would you?
I'm trying to find out who their soft drink distributor, their beverage distributor is, so I can go directly to them and say, "Hey, let me buy."
It's usually a Pepsi distributor, but
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm trying to figure out which one, and I haven't been able to do that yet. But
yeah.
Anyways, thanks again.
All right. One of the other things here that a lot of people did, I think I got one or two of them that did mention this now that I think about it, but the Supreme Court overriding Roe versus Wade.
Hey, hang on one second. I am not bootlegging Diet Mountain Dew into New York City. At least I'm not admitting to it.
Ed and Smokey and the Bandit Part 4.
We got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Pretty much.
Actually, there it's a short way to go and a long time to get there.
You haven't been on the GWB on a weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
I apologize, John.
All right. Of course, a couple other of the top stories. the January 6th committee. FBI seizes documents from Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. I like that.
I wish I could take credit for that, to tell you the truth. Here's one that kind of flew under the radar. Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
I guess not so much if you're in the UK, but
and of course the Queen.
Oh,
I just was going to mention
Were
that.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And still no suspects.
No suspects.
That's right. How about nobody's talked about this for a while? Hurricane Fiona and Ian, who paid a visit into Florida.
Because it happens so often.
That little peninsula, and they couldn't blow over Mar-a-Lago. Geez, come on, hurricanes! You're gonna have to do a better job here.
That's the thing about the hurricanes in the state of Florida. South Florida doesn't take too much of a beating. I mean, I lived there for a long time. I mean, we got a few, but nothing like the central and northern part of the state get. Panhandle gets bamboozled. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Did we forget about John?
I could give you one.
The pro-democracy protests in Iran.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the World Cup. And who could forget Elon Musk buying Twitter?
God, I'd like to.
I mean, he still hasn't named a successor, to being a CEO. So
right now, anybody. I'm nominating Bill Fancher.
Yeah, I think that exactly, because he don't give a damn. He'll let it completely
let it deteriorate into a pile of dung.
You know what he'll do with that bird? You know what he'll do with that bird? He'll say, "Pull."
I just get ready to say, "Thank you, Johnny."
That's what Bill will do.
You want to chirp on this?
Chirp this.
The Republicans taking control of the House in the midterm Senate, in the midterm elections, by not very much. I mean, everybody again going back to talking about the red wave that never happened.
Right, that never happened. Everybody was expecting. Well, it's historically, the party in the White House, they lose a lot of seats. Well, that didn't happen this time. Yes, we lost control of the House, but just barely. And
but when the party that's out of power are a bunch of dicks, what do you expect?
Well, I think that, to be honest, I think that a lot of women and people who support, what am I trying to say here? Support reproductive rights for women come out in droves and realize that, hey, if the Republicans, gain complete control here, we're looking at more draconian measures here. So I think
because this was a vote that needed to be done now, not 5 years down the road.
I also think the idea that and made really public and really delved into the changing of election laws to make it to the point where you almost had to stand on one foot with an eye closed. They made it almost impossible in some places to vote, except for standing in line for 5 or 6 hours, and that brought people out in droves, and to say, "Screw you, watch me. I will get around. There's nothing you can do to stop me." And I think they were fortunate that they only just barely squeaked by. I mean, and it's unfortunate also to see that knuckleheads like Marjorie Trailer Park Green, she's going to be on committees now. Remember, she hasn't been on anything. She lost all of her committee seats. And Kevin McCarthy is going to be as weak a speaker.
Well, and that's not 100% certain. That's the talk right now. That's not 100% certain either.
I think,
and then the talk is also, if he does get it, can he hold on to it?
Can he hold on to it? Because he's going to be beholden to the Lauren Boeberts, to the Marjorie Trailer Park Greens,
and the Great Pumpkin,
right? And all these wackadoodles. So he's got to try to keep them in line, which he's not going to be able to do. Not at all. And you're right. Can he hold on to the speakership? That's the bigger issue. And so
and mind you, it's only a 2-year job.
Right. So, yeah, the 2022 midterms, we forgot about. You wouldn't forget about it.
2024 is going to be interesting. Obviously the presidential election, and as well as redoing this whole thing with Congress again.
Vote Ed.
I'm sorry. I just had a Saturday Night Live flashback with Emily Littell. What's all this talk about presidential erections?
Talk about eagle rights.
I'm sorry. I'm dating myself now, so okay.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, not working well.
Have you made it to first base yet?
Well,
no, not yet.
Folks, I wish we could find a somber way to lead into this, but obviously
not on this show.
Oh no, this is very true. We're going to try to be as reverent as we possibly can, but remember who we're talking about here. So,
can I say this before you get going, John? It's been a tough 48 hours if you're over the age of 8. And again, we have nothing but respect for the 3 people we're about to mention. Shannon?
Well, this is a list of the people who left us in 2022. It's funny because not to say it's funny. I'm sorry, bad choice of words.
It's
I thought you were talking about this weekend.
Well, this weekend was a list in itself,
right?
But
Pelé, Barbara Walters, and Pope Benedict.
Did he actually pass?
Yes,
he did.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, I found that out this morning.
Okay.
When I found out about Barbara Walters, I put out a tweet saying, 2022 just couldn't had to take one more with them, and
and it ain't over yet. So just
2022 said, "Hold my coffee," and
but with Barbara Walters, at least she got to be able. She made it 2 years past where she could say, "This is 20." That's huge, though.
Yeah.
Who else did we lose this year? Oh man, I can think of a.
Well, also in December, we lost Franco Harris at age 72.
Right.
Kirstie Alley at 71.
Kirstie.
Was it? Oh, that's right. You're right. My bad. I say that every time I say her name.
That is the most mispronounced name in the history of TV.
Kirstie Alley. My bad. Bob McGrath. Y'all remember him?
Yes, we do.
He told us how to get Sesame Street. And Gaylord Perry.
Really?
Gaylord Perry died at age 84.
Must have been a knuckleball in the dirt.
He is a knuckleball in the dirt now.
He is now.
In November, does the name Julie Campbell ring a bell with you?
It should.
I'm supposing it should, but okay.
Julie Campbell was the brains behind the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Really? It was a woman with the brains behind it?
That's correct.
That's amazing.
I will love her forever.
Yeah. Don't forget about meat.
We lost her at age 96.
I used to. Hold on one second, John. I used to subscribe to Sports Illustrated.
Just for the swimsuit issue.
Well, that's what got me started. I mean, look, I could buy Playboy and Penthouse, but I like the swimsuit issue. And I like the magazine, but I did look forward to the swimsuit issue. I'm not going to lie about that. Carol Alt. Oh.
We lost Christine McVie at age 79.
That's not
Irene Cara We lost her at age 63. Who remembers Robert Clary?
LeBeau.
Sure. LeBeau. Also an actual Holocaust survivor.
Was he really?
He would no, he was actually a prisoner. A Nazi, he was a prisoner of the Nazis in World War II.
Yeah, it was called Hogan's Heroes.
No.
Oh. I'm sorry, I had to get that in there.
I know nothing.
Yeah.
By the way, both of them Jews.
I know. Wasn't that hilarious?
Werner Klemperer
and John Banner.
John Banner, both Jews.
Let's see, where did I leave off here? Gallagher. We lost at age 76.
Here's an interesting tidbit about Gallagher. There was a period years ago, he was a little under the weather. I can't remember the exact reasoning, but his brother, not a twin, but a close lookalike, would do his act. They didn't hide it. No, it's true. And they wouldn't hide it. They had another name for it.
Gallagher 2.0.
Here we go. We've got some.
Yeah. Ray Liotta. Yeah, that was another one.
This is all from Rideshare Rodeo. Naomi Judd. That was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Gilbert Gottfried. I mean.
Ass crack.
Meatloaf.
That was the one that probably bummed me out most of all. Had either one of you guys ever seen him in concert?
No. I wish.
No.
I saw him in concert 3 times, and the one time John was at Target Center up in Minneapolis, and everybody knows the song "Paradise" by the Dashboard Lights. Sure. 32 minutes he did that song.
Really?
It was hilarious. And then at the very end, he looks over at the woman and he goes, "Never, ever again with you." And she opens her trench coat and she's wearing a white teddy. And he says, "Maybe one more time."
Hey, and also the last one here in November, we lost Ray Guy at the age of 72.
Oh, blocked punt.
He was a kicker.
Yep.
A number 1 draft pick, too, if you'll remember.
Really?
Yes, he was.
All I remember is that he played for the Raiders.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
And here you go, John. Here's another trivia question for you. When did he get his very first punt blocked?
Well, I'm going to guess it was probably the Super Bowl that we.
Yes, it was with the Vikings.
So,
feeling better about yourself, Bill?
Not really, because they still lost a damn game. So
That's right. The Vikings have never won a Super Bowl.
Shut up! God, he really wants you. Here we go. Now you wanted to get me mad on New Year's Eve.
Who would ever think that I'd play the role of the straight guy here? Jesus.
Yeah. New Year.
All right, going into October here real quick. Jerry Lee Lewis, we lost at age 86.
Balls of fire.
St. Louis Cardinals pitcher Bruce Sutter. We lost.
I hadn't heard that one. Okay. Or maybe I didn't, just forgot.
No, actually, I hadn't heard about it either.
Oh, okay.
In September, we lost Loretta Lynn.
Yes. We talked about that.
Maury Wills, we lost at age 89.
And that was another one I saw in the national news, and it surprised me.
Oh, I didn't realize we lost Maury Wills.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid watching. He played for the Dodgers and played for anybody else.
I remember.
Yeah, that's
his son, Bump Wills, played for the Texas Rangers.
I remember that. I do remember that. And of course, in September, we lost QE2. God Save the Queen.
Still no suspects.
Exactly.
That will never get old.
In
Scotland
August,
Yard was better than that.
In August, we lost Mikhail Gorbachev at age 91.
Yeah.
Len Dawson, one of my childhood heroes.
We talked about that one. Yeah.
Golfer Tom Weiskopf, we lost at age 79.
And
Anne Heck, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name.
Heish.
Is it Heish?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we lost her at age 53.
That was a car accident.
Was it? Because that's probably why I didn't remember it when they popped up on the screen on NBC News. I went, what?
There might have been a little bit more to it as far as some kind of medical condition, but she was in a car, and
August was also the month we lost Olivia Newton-John.
Mostly Love You, Forever 21.
That was a bummer.
We lost in August as well. We lost Vin Scully.
It's time for Dodgers baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
July.
The
last real connection between Brooklyn.
Pretty much.
Brooklyn,
yeah, there you go. Exactly. We lost in July. We lost Nichelle Nichols at age 89. Uhura.
Hailing channels open.
Exactly. We lost Bill Russell at age 88.
That's what I was thinking of. I said Walt
Yeah,
Chamberlain.
he tripped and fell over all his rings.
You know, the NBA is this year. Everybody's retiring the number 6, and they're all wearing patches with numbers.
We lost Tony Dow at age 77.
My brother.
The Beeve.
The Beeve, yes, indeed.
That was Wally.
That was Wally.
Wally.
Yeah, Wally.
We lost
How old was he, John?
Tony Dow was 77.
Okay.
By the way, he was a big advocate for child actors.
Really?
To make sure, because when in his day, I mean, the parents would just agents, everybody ripping the kids off. The kids would grow out of the cuteness, and now they've got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tony Dow, Ken Osmond, who played Eddie Haskell, he went on to become a member of LAPD. He was a motorcycle cop.
I thought I'd heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he passed a few years ago.
We also in July lost Paul Sorvino.
Forget about it.
The former Japanese prime minister, I guess the longest serving Japanese prime minister, Shinzo Abe, we lost at age 67. He was assassinated, if I'm not mistaken.
Steve, we got
or there was an attempt. I know there was an attempt. I don't know if that was successful or not.
Yeah, he was the more I think about it, the more I believe there was a successful attempt, if you will. In July, we also lost James Caan.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, that was bad.
Don't ever talk about family business.
Family business.
Exactly. In June, we lost Jim Seals of Seals and Cross fame. We lost. Here's a name you probably won't remember, but once you hear who she was, you'll definitely get it. Anna Turner Cook. Anna Turner Cook's claim to fame is she was certified as the first original Gerber baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now that you mentioned it, I remember that on the news. Yeah.
That's a morbid thing. The baby died.
The baby died. Do you know why Gerber Foods didn't sell so well in Africa? And this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is real. Because in Africa, the labels on the jar tell you what's inside. So Gerber didn't go over real well in Africa.
Yeah.
And that's also why the Chevy Nova didn't sell real well in Spanish countries.
No go.
Yeah.
No go.
Also in June, we lost Marion Barber III.
Really?
I know that.
Yeah. Here we go in May. Ray Liotta, that was mentioned. Bob Lanier, one of the original Bad Boys.
I remember that.
And we also, by the way, Ray Liotta was 67. Bob Lanier was 73. Mickey Gilly.
He had to be like 150.
You would think.
He was only 86.
I thought he died years ago.
That's because he was looking for love in all the wrong places.
Well, see, there you go. Thanks for.
That's why they say cowboys have brown mustaches.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that was the wrong place.
In April, we lost Naomi Judd at age 76.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Senator Orrin Hatch at age 88. Guy Lafleur.
Guy Lafleur.
Guy Lafleur at age 70.
He played the hockey for the Canadiens. The Canadiens.
He did, eh?
Here, another former Raider, Daryl LaMonica, died at age 8.
Daryl Harmonica.
He was a nasty son of a gun, if I remember that. Wasn't he he played defense?
Oh, he was quarterback. Throw the damn football 200,000 yards.
Right. I had somebody else on my mind.
Mike Bossy, another hockey player. Did he play for the Islanders?
Played for the Islanders. He was on the U.S. Olympic team, the 1980 U.S. Olympic team. That's right. Elvis is still alive. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for
I just thought that.
I saw him at Sonic the other day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, let's see. Where did we leave off here? Gilbert Gottfried, we lost at the ripe age of 67.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. I really did.
I get a kick out of anybody that can do a good Gilbert Gottfried. I can't. I won't try. Because you got to get into a place, and say what you will. The pinnacle of his career was playing the parrot, Iago. That was between Robin Williams in Aladdin and Gilbert Gottfried. Just the right amount of angst, and I'm molting.
And he was the original Aflac voice.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And he got booted out of there for some BS reason.
Yeah, some garbage.
It will always sound like Gilbert Gottfried.
You do it
right.
They
did a good job of his doing his replacement with somebody that sounded pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. Also in April, we lose Bobby Rydell at age 79. Going on to March now, where we lost William Hurt at age 71.
That's right, we did.
February, we lose Hot Lips Houlihan herself, Sally Kellerman.
Yes, the original one.
Original from the movie.
I'll resign your commission then.
In January, here's one. Louis Anderson, we lost at 68 years old.
I'd almost forgotten about that one.
I thought that was years ago.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Oh, it was in January.
Yeah.
It's just a year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And of course, again, the past weekend, the Pope, Barbara Walters, and Pelé. I remember a quick Pelé story. Pelé. When the North American Soccer League.
Ed, hang on to that story just 1 second. I got just a couple of them here left from January. Then let's go ahead. All right, Meatloaf.
They're not going to be dead.
4 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bill might remember this name, Clyde Bellecourt.
The American Indian movement.
Exactly. Don Maynard, we lost at 86.
Don Maynard played for the Jets, the Jets Jets. Oh, back in the 60s. He was on the team with Namath in 69. And my favorite coach's name ever, Weave Eubank.
Yep. Who is it that has a coach named Bob Eubank right now?
Oh, yeah. I keep expecting him to.
And then there's Wink Martindale. I love that one.
Wink Martindale, excuse me.
Yeah, Wink Martindale.
That's right.
$100. Here's your question.
In Also in January, we lost Bob Saget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw a story with his wife yesterday.
You know, people can say what they want about him in all the other shows, but if you never saw him live, was he filthy?
Yeah, he was.
He doesn't impress me as somebody that would be that way.
No, that was totally off the wall.
Well, that's the image that got projected from doing the show Full House with the kids, and he was super sweet dad and all that. And then you get into the nightclub,
walk out on concert, you're like, whoa!
And having had the experience of seeing Red Fox live, where my ears were actually bleeding at the end of the show at the Copacabana, mind you. Again,
just a couple left, I promise. Here, we lost Sidney Poitier at age 94.
Yeah, we did.
And longtime NFL coach Dan Reeves, we lost at age 77.
Somebody explain this to me. What is this one, Ed?
Oh, we've got hot girls here.
Man, they're free.
They're free, hot
They're
girls.
free. You can't get any better than that.
Where are the hot girls?
Yeah, where are the hot girls?
Here, what's the matter? Can't you read? We blocked them.
Free beer tomorrow.
Right, free beer tomorrow. There was actually a bar in the Keys that used to advertise that.
Did they really?
Yes. No. They've closed it now. They took the sign down. It was my favorite sign ever. Free beer tomorrow. You go back. Where's the free beer? Come back tomorrow. But anyway, very quickly, Pelé, when the North American Soccer League got going, of course, he got signed by the New York Cosmos, and it really helped solidify that league. And being a kid in New York at that time, I was 13, 14, whatever. And it really, I mean, for a place that really could care less about soccer, started to really kind of pay attention to it. I had no idea who Pelé was. The rest of the world loved him. Here in the U.S., who?
Mm-hmm.
We knew he was good, though. When he came here, we knew he was good because he continued, probably not at the same level he did when he was playing for Brazil, but
so he's just some bitch we can blame for all this in the United States.
Well, the NASL eventually folded.
Yeah,
they went too far too fast. They were doing good.
Right.
Matter of fact, there was a team in Fort Lauderdale, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. There is still a street named Stryker Boulevard, where the stadium used to be. I got all this trivia.
That's
Apparently.
It really is a shame because I did like the North American Soccer League, but I think one of the things that when you have a league that big, you wind up the talent pool really starts to.
Well, they didn't give themselves the opportunity to solidify because, and then you had teams moving and shutting down. The Fort Lauderdale Strikers moved and became somebody.
The Minnesota Strikers.
The Minnesota Kicks.
No. You're wrong.
No, that was a different team.
I'm sorry. Were they still the Strikers when they moved?
Yes.
I think they were. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. But Minnesota did originally have a team called the Kicks. They folded, and then Fort Lauderdale moved that franchise up to Minnesota.
We had a restaurant. The restaurant is still there. It's called the Ambry. But the original name was Gerd Muller's Ambry. Gerd Muller was a soccer player, well-known, famous. He was with the Strikers for a long time, and he opened this restaurant in Lauderdale, which was very good under its own right. I had no idea who Gerd Muller was until I'd been driving a cab there about 10 years, and somebody finally explained it to me. No clue. Because
you're talking about streets there, John, with the stuff. I since I have not been back since they put the new stadium in. Do they still have there where the Metrodome was, Kirby Puckett Way or Kirby Puckett Place, whatever it was? I hope they didn't take the street away.
I don't believe, because I forget where Kirby Puckett Place actually was there by the Metrodome. If it was that stretch of Chicago Avenue that ran right by it,
I think it ran right by the front gate.
Yeah, then that would have been that stretch of Chicago Avenue there.
Okay, so it's gone now.
Yeah, that's been. That's and I faintly heard a gong, which tells me
Yes,
that
I did too.
we're all done for hour number 1 here. And guess what? We got more fun coming up here in hour number 2. So stick with us. You're listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI.
Don't go away.
Yes, dear. Yes, I'm listening. Oh, I heard every word you said, honey. Yes. Yes, dear. Oh, I agree. You're right. Yeah, you're always right, baby. Yes, dear.
You found Just Killing Time with John and Ed.
A real woman could stop you from drinking.
It has to be a real big woman.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT. 754-800-2428. If you are watching live, the comment section is open. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I would have been out here a little bit sooner, but they gave me the wrong dressing room, and I couldn't find any place to put my stuff. And I don't know how you are, but I need a place to put my stuff. So that's what I've been doing back there, just trying to find a place for my stuff. You know how important that is. That's the whole meaning of life, isn't it? Trying to find a place for your stuff. That's all your house is. Your house is just a place for your stuff. If you didn't have so much goddamn stuff, you wouldn't need a house. You could just walk around all the time. That's all your house is. It's a pile of stuff with a cover on it. You see that when you take off in an airplane and you look down and you see everybody's got a little pile of stuff. Everybody's got their own pile of stuff. And when you leave your stuff, you got to lock it up. Wouldn't want somebody to come by and take some of your stuff. They always take the good stuff. They don't bother with that crap you're saving. Ain't nobody interested in your 4th grade arithmetic papers. They're looking for the good stuff. That's all your house is. It's a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff. Now, sometimes you've got to move. You got to get a bigger house. Why? Too much stuff. You've got to move all your stuff. And maybe put some of your stuff in storage. Now imagine that. There's a whole industry based on keeping an eye on your stuff. Enough about your stuff. Let's talk about other people's stuff. Did you ever notice when you go to somebody else's house, you never quite feel 100% at home? You know why? No room for your stuff. Somebody else's stuff is all over the place. And what awful stuff it is. Where did they get this stuff? And if you have to stay overnight at someone's house, unexpectedly, and they give you a little room to sleep in that they don't use that often, someone died in it 11 years ago, and they haven't moved any of his stuff. Or wherever they give you to sleep, usually right near the bed, there's a dresser, and there's never any room on the dresser for your stuff. Someone else's shit is on the dresser. Have you noticed that their stuff is shit, and your shit is stuff? Get that off of there. Now, sometimes you go on vacation, you gotta bring some of your stuff with you. You can't bring all your stuff, just the stuff you really like. The stuff that fits you well that month. Let's say you're gonna go to Honolulu. You're gonna go all the way to Honolulu. You gotta take 2 big bags of stuff, plus your carry-on stuff, plus the stuff in your pockets. You get all the way to Honolulu and you get in your hotel room and you start to put away your stuff. That's the first thing you do in a hotel room is put away your stuff. I'll put some stuff in here, put some stuff down there. Here's another place for some stuff here. I'll put some stuff over there. You put your stuff over there. I'm putting my stuff over here. Here's another place for some stuff. Hey, we got more places than we've got stuff. We're going to have to buy more stuff. Yeah. And you put all your stuff away, and you know that you're thousands of miles from home, and you don't quite feel at ease, but you know that you must be okay because you do have some of your stuff with you. And you relax in Honolulu on that basis. That's when your friend from Maui calls and says, hey, why don't you come over to Maui for the weekend? Spend a couple of nights over here. Oh, shit, no. Now what stuff do you bring? Right, you've got to bring an even smaller version of your stuff. Just enough stuff for a weekend on Maui. And you get over, and you're really spread out now. You've got shit all over the world. You've got stuff at home, stuff in storage, stuff in Honolulu, stuff in Maui, stuff in your pockets. Supply lines are getting longer and harder to maintain. But you get over to your friend's house in Maui and they give you a little place to sleep and there's a little window ledge or some kind of a small shelf and there's not much room on it, but it's okay because you don't have much stuff now. And you put what stuff you do have up there. You put your imported French toenail clippers, your odor readers with the 45-day guarantee, your cinnamon-flavored dental floss, and your Afrin 12-hour decongestant nasal spray. And even though you're a long way from home, you know that you must be okay because you do have your Afrin 12-hour decongestant nasal spray. And you relax in Maui on that basis. That's when your friend says, hey, I think tonight we'll go over the other side of the island and stay at my friend's house overnight. Oh, shit, no. No! What do you bring? Now you just bring the things you know you're gonna need. Money, keys, comb, wallet, lighter, hanky, pen, cigarettes, contraceptives, Vaseline, whips, chains, whistles, dildos, and a book.
All right, we're back here. You are listening to the Taxi Stand Hour number 2, just what we like to call Just Killing Time, here on Radio TFI and on the Radio TFI streaming network. I'm John. He's Ed. That's Bill. Welcome back.
Morning, kids and kittens.
And that was George Carlin.
That was George Carlin.
One of the funniest men to ever live.
You cannot go wrong with George Carlin. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You cannot go wrong with George Carlin.
And a happy pre-New Year to everybody. We are less than 13 hours away.
Hey,
time zone. The rest of you,
Come on, I didn't hear any grief about this.
That peanut butter jar
is here.
Because we weren't alive.
Well, yeah, that's it.
On air.
I learned the trick. I learned the trick with this, guys. I decided instead of taking one big spoonful in there and having a smaller one in my mouth, I took about 4 tiny bites.
Oh, look at you. By the way, for those of you just listening to us, he's talking about peanut butter. He held up a peanut butter. Why?
I hadn't seen that commercial in a while, and I saw it 3 times yesterday, so I was just laughing.
So John seems to think he's winning this battle by eating peanut butter, forgetting that we're mocking him at every turn. And
I don't give a rat's ass about.
I was going to say, I don't think Johnny cares at all about that.
You are fined 1 credit for violation of the.
You said ass.
I said it. I said it totally in the biblical sense.
In the biblical sense.
Exactly.
You didn't, and neither did you, Bill.
Oh, what an ass I must be.
You are fined 1 credit.
I'm going broke.
Hoping you guys would make it through the day.
I need a seashell.
You need 3 of them, man.
3 of them.
What you need is, like Gerald, you need to have your own self-bleep button.
I just like I would just like to hold the bleep button. Just hold it down while
for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, while he's talking. That would just
Gerald.
Yeah.
I believe Gerald has a lot to say today.
No, it's because he is a communist.
Stay close to your microphone, Bill, so we can hear your.
I'm pretty sure of it.
What, that he's a communist?
He's got to leave us here.
Well, anyway.
So, hey, Happy New Year there to you there as well, Stephen. Thanks for
Thank you, Steve.
talking along here today. All right. Well, let's see. We got some birthdays. We just got done talking about people dying. How about
all the people that are dead? Now we got some birthdays. Yeah. Hey,
leave it to cheer people up.
The Radio TFI Orchestra is ready when you are, sir.
Fire away, Maestro. All right, here we go once again. Starting with Saturday again, where Val Kilmer today is 63 years old.
Yeah, but I don't think Val's going to make it much longer, though.
Yeah, he's not looking too good.
Yeah, if you got him into Deadpool next year, might be good.
also the worst Batman ever.
Yes, I will agree.
Wow, talk badly about the near dead. See how you guys are.
Well, that's why in the new Top Gun movie that he wasn't really in it so much. He just kind of references, and one small little thing was because he couldn't do anything.
What indeed is wrong with him? Anyways, anybody know?
I'm not 100% certain what it is.
Well, we'll get back to it here. Anthony Hopkins also turns 85 years old today.
That's from dating Chianti.
We've spoken about the dead. I guess now we're talking about the near dead.
Yeah.
Monday. We skipped to Monday where Dax Shepard will be 48 years old.
Who?
Dax Shepard. He was on the TV show Parenthood. He's married to Kristen Bell. They're a fun couple. He was in the movie version of Chips.
Chips.
Funny guy. He's
okay.
And he scored a hot wife.
That bastard.
Well, there you go. There you go. Exactly. Cuba Gooding Jr. will be 55.
Show me the money.
Say his name again, John.
Cuba, or is it Cuba?
No, it's Cuba.
Yeah, well, it depends on what part of the country you're in. If you're in Miami, it's Cuba. Anywhere else, it's Cuba.
You didn't say it anywhere near right the first time. Anyway, he's 55. Next.
I said Cuba.
Cuba.
Anyways, Kate Bosworth will be 40 Monday.
She is not.
And we were just talking about this young lady. Greta Thunberg will be 20 years old.
She will. When's her birthday? Monday?
Tuesday.
The second. Okay.
You gonna send her a birthday card?
Send her a pizza
from Pete and Tony's.
There you go. If nothing else, maybe I'll send her a coupon for Pizza Hut or something like that.
Send her one for Pete and Tony's.
Pete and
Tony's.
Come on in and get a slice and a beer.
Or whatever you need.
Got to move to Thursday where Bradley Cooper will be 48 years old.
Wow.
Bill's favorite musician, Marilyn Manson, will be 54.
Marilyn Manson, by the way, is from Boca Raton, Florida.
Why does that not surprise me?
And I knew somebody that went to high school with him.
And let me guess, he was a straight-laced little kid and wore the pocket protector.
Apparently, he was a freak in high school.
Oh, okay. So he still is.
So you can't make that big of a leap from one way to the other.
I don't know. Alice did.
Hey, Diane Keaton will be 77 years old on Thursday.
Wait a minute, John, I need to pause here. Bill, don't you pick on Alice Cooper.
I'm not. I love Alice Cooper.
Don't make me come down there.
Oh, well, there's got to be a point to this.
No, I don't. I've been an Alice Cooper fan since I was a kid.
1972.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, the ones, and it's actually the same thing with Kiss. My songs from these people are ballads. With Alice Cooper,
you know, and that's true. Alice did some really good ballads.
I'm going to chase you around with a giant toothbrush. You ever see Alice Cooper live?
Yes.
Oh, what a show!
It was, and it was like 3-4 years ago here in Wichita Falls. Believe it or not.
Oh, I'm talking back in his heyday.
Well, no, but they did basically the same show that they were doing 25, 30 years ago. So he did, you know, the hanging and the guillotine and all that good stuff. So yes.
You have the nurse running around and
Feed My Frankenstein.
Yep. Okay, we're good. Let's move on. You pass.
All right. Also on Thursday, Robert Duvall will be 92 years old.
Sorry, Sally, can't do it.
We're getting all the picks for the Deadpool for next year.
Can you can you talk to Mikey for old time's sake? Sorry, Sally. That line.
On Friday, Rowan Atkinson will be 68 years old.
Who was that?
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, Mr. Bean.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And because we're not doing a show next Saturday, we have to also. We're also covering Saturday's birthdays for next week, where Jeremy Renner will be 52 years old.
Who the hell is Jeremy Renner?
Actor.
I kind of figured that.
He was in the Avengers. He was Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nicolas Cage will be 59. I thought him to be older, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson will be 26.
Yeah, yippee skippy. Yeah, who's Lamar Jackson? Who's Lamar Jackson?
Quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, that guy. Sorry. Really?
I thought he was a rapper. And I will say, and I'll say it right here, right now, the ugliest man on the face of the earth.
This is from a guy who knows me.
And John. All the three of us.
And last but not least, on Saturday here, Kenny Loggins will be 75 years old.
Hey, that's why I'm a little late this morning. I had to stay up and watch Caddyshack last night. It was on. Came out at like 11 o'clock, so I had to stay up and watch it.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
And many more.
I've forgotten to put up that graphic, and well. What is
the graphic department has been sacked.
What is left to talk about, gentlemen?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's take a moment.
You know, it's amazing how when you were in the lead, he didn't want to talk about it. But now that Jimmy the Greek there is in the lead.
I'm just getting myself. By the way, I want you to see something.
Oh, God.
You see that big splotch mark? That's my blood.
You run out of toilet paper?
That's your blood.
It's actually my blood.
Oh, you're making your picks in blood now. All right.
This is the same sheet I used the whole season, so I haven't replaced it yet.
All right.
So you have what, printer ink or what?
Yeah, you've run out of printer ink. Magenta!
That's what it was.
Sorry, softball pitch. Thank you.
Are we ready, boys?
We're ready.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's time for John and Ed versus the Spread, your weekly foray into the exciting world of pigskin prognostication. Each week, John, third in a cloud of dust Shannon, Bill, I hate Twitter Fancher, Gerald, the computer who wears tennis shoes, and I will each choose professional football games and select winners using the point spread. At the end of the season, the winner will claim possession of the Radio TFI Gilchrist Ceremonial Sippy Cup. Extra points can be earned by going for it with a 2 or 3 point conversion, if we have the nerve. Ladies and gentlemen, kids and kittens, it's John and Ed versus the Spread. Well.
I'm going to make before you put it up. I am going to make a prediction that Gerald is going to go for 2 and 3.
And you hold on. We don't get to that till we have a
promise.
raise.
It'll happen.
All right. I'll tell you what. One of these days you'll have your own bit, and you can run it the way you want.
Hey, Bill, I haven't told you. He gets kind of testy about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality standard.
Damn.
Now, would you like to start from the top again, or may I continue?
Please, Sir Van Ness, you may continue.
You continue.
Keep your comments to yourself until we get to the comments section. When you are granted time to speak, are we clear? Are we clear? I need you to verbalize
Crystal.
that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that too.
Where was I? Well. Let's take a peek at last week. John Shannon, you're out of there. 3 strikes and you're out. I'm on my sentimental pick last week. I took Pittsburgh over Vegas and was the only one I won. Bill Fancher got 2 out of 3 possible points. Slowly but surely climbing his way up the ladder. Gerald had he swung and a miss all over the place. I actually believe he would have won those 2 games he went for 3 on, but be that as it may, he did not. So let's take a look at the scoreboard right here. Well. Look who's in the lead.
Oh, no.
With 38 points. And distant, I can barely see them. Objects do not seem closer than they are.
Objects in the rearview mirror seem closer than they are.
John Shannon and Bill Fancher are fighting it out at 29 apiece. Meanwhile, Gerald is plotting world domination in the back at 19. I would watch him. So let's get things going this week. This final football, actually, it'll be the first football weekend of 2023. We've already had the final football weekend last weekend. John Shannon, let's start with your pick, shall we?
Well, as you can see, I'm in a desperate mode here. I'm in a very desperate mode. And graphics department needs to be fired here once again.
How so?
Well, the Packers Vikings game, the Packers are actually 3-point favorites on that game. In that game,
are you going for 2 on that?
Yeah, so I'm taking the Vikings, the dogs, minus 6.5.
And going
wait a minute, you went for 2 on that game?
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
It did not indicate that, but we are researching right now.
Looks like it to me.
You did, and that will be okay. So fine. So you're going for 2 with the Vikings. We will change that. So John's going for 2 all down the line. Let's make that clear. It's still minus 6.5 points.
Yeah,
still minus 6.
The Eagles are hosting the Saints. I have a feeling that's going to be an easy 13.5 point spread there. I'm going to take the Eagles on that for another 2 points. And the Lie-Downs, who seem to have something, something to play for here.
They've come to life.
Yes, they sure have. They're hosting the Bears. I don't even know what the original spread was, but I'm going to take the Lions, giving up 13.5 for another 2. So Hopefully I can pick up 6 big points here.
You can
All
lose
right.
3.
Young Mr. Fancher, let's see what you got going on.
All right. John's done so well with those large spreads. I noticed there was no Kansas City pick in there this week.
Yeah, how about
Didn't
that?
want to go with the Kansas City by 12 after they did so well against the Texans.
12.5.
All right. I think the Colts have kindly folded up camp and are on their way out. So I'm taking the GI Ants minus 5.5. And I'm going to go with Philadelphia over New Orleans, dog, but I ain't going for 2 on that because I'm not 100% sure if Hurts is going to play or not. And if he doesn't, Minshew's good enough to get him through, but I don't think for what you're wanting to see. So I'm taking Philly by minus 5.5. And Jacksonville and Houston. Jaguars minus 3 over Houston.
Houston, as we say here in Nueva York.
Oh, if you're a real Texan, you say Houston.
All right, my picks. There's your answer for Detroit. I'm taking for the final week that I can take them. My Dolphins are getting 2.5 points visiting New England today, and it's Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is going to take us through these next 2 games, and hopefully Tua will be better by the time we hit the postseason. The Bears go to Detroit, and I like Detroit minus 6 because, like I just said, those Lions, they're coming back to life. They're playing like they got something to play for. I think they're still in the hunt.
They're still in the hunt, yeah.
The snowball chance in hell, but yeah, they're still there.
And just because I like the symmetry of it, it's the battle for Los Angeles today. It's the LA Rams versus the LA Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers because they whooped up on my Dolphins not too long ago, and the Rams sucked this year. For a Super Bowl champion that dominated last year.
I think this is a record for the worst season by a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be close. So I'm taking the Chargers and giving up 6.5 points. Gerald, let's see what Gerald's got going on.
My prediction now. There it is.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Can't help it.
I trust your holiday season has been to your liking. Santa delivered to me a train car loaded with coal. He has advised I watch my temper in the new year. Well, here we are, the final day of 2022. I have some ground to make up over the next few weeks. So let's begin, shall we? Bill and Ed were able to pick up some points last week. That's more than I can say for Mr. Shannon. Santa mentioned my temper. He's fine with the Burns. The San Francisco 49ers go to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. No matter who you are, it's just as easy to leave Vegas a loser than a winner. Give me the Raiders. It's time for a trip to the Great White North, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. The Packers have had everything go their way the past few weeks. Those fish got squished, didn't they, Ed? The Vikings are getting 13.5 points. Going for 2 with Green Bay. Go Pack. Finally, it's off to the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington. The Jets come in as a mild favorite. Well, Merry Christmas to the Jets. I'm giving you 13.5 points and going for 3 with the Seahawks. Before I shove off, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Harry Van Ness. Enjoy the games. Drive safe. Happy New Year. Oh, before I forget, Bill, fuck you.
Well, why doesn't Gerald get a credit?
Because his word
he bleeped himself.
He bleeps himself. So
is that going to be the standard goodbye for Gerald now, week to week?
I can't say. I can't. Gerald's his own person.
Yes, you can say. You just won't say.
Look, I get an audio file delivered to me in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I'm just glad he's picking on somebody else.
Yes. Besides John. Oh, Gerald, you've lost what mind you have.
So let's recap here. So John is going for 2 across the board. This board will be fixed. He's taking his Vikings, giving up 6.5 points because they are the underdog. He likes those Philadelphia Eagles fly, going for 2. They're giving up 13.5 points to the Saints. And finally, he's taking those Lions over the Bears. He's going for 2, giving up 13.5 points. Bill is he's going with the New York Football Giants over the former Baltimore Colts. He's given up 5.5 points here at MetLife Stadium in warm and wet New York. It's raining today. Bill also likes Philadelphia, giving up 5.5 points against them, their Saints. Meanwhile, he likes Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Houston Oilers, Texans, wherever they are. He's given up 3 points on with Jacksonville. I'm taking my Dolphins over them there, New England Patriots. I'm getting 2.5 points. Go Teddy Bridgewater. I like Detroit, giving up 6 points over the Bears. Meanwhile, in the battle for Los Angeles, I like the Chargers, giving up 6.5 points as they host the LA Rams in the SoFi Stadium that both call home. Why, it will not be confusing at all. Meanwhile, our Gerald, who is, I don't think Gerald has picked up a point in about a year and a half. He likes the 49ers. Oh, he likes the Raiders.
The Raiders.
At 9.5 points. They host the Niners. He's going for 2 with Green Bay, giving up 13.5 points against those Vikings. Skol. And the Jets visit Seattle. Seattle is the underdog. The Jets were like a 1.5 favorite. Seattle is he's going for 3. That should say 3. Graphics department. Bad graphics department. Bad graphics department. Well, nobody else will do the job. So there you have it. And as always, especially here on New Year's Eve, if you're going to put your real money on these games using our picks, John, what do we always say?
Put down a crack pipe.
There you go.
Exactly.
That'll do it for John.
I noticed nobody wanted to touch the Monday night game.
We usually haven't been touching the Monday night.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody even wanted to come close to. I mean, was that the closest you've ever seen to an even pick? I think
on a Monday night.
Yeah, a coin flip game with Buffalo and Cincinnati.
I've seen it on Monday night before.
Where's that game? Where's that game being played, anyways?
Cincinnati. I think it's in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I think Cincinnati was I think Buffalo is a 1 point favorite or something like that.
Buffalo's a 1.5.
1.5 now? Okay.
1.5. So anyway, there's that. All I can say is good luck, gentlemen. Remember, next week, ladies and gentlemen, kids and kittens, the final week of the regular season, which means we are picking all 16 games.
We are, aren't we?
This is the chance, the opportunity for some people to catch up. You theoretically can pick up 48 points.
Security!
We talked about this, about the studio doors, haven't we?
I get to close that damn thing.
So anyway, next week should be a barrel less. We won't be talking about every game, but we'll take a smattering of games, and then the postseason begins, where we'll have extra. There'll be extra points available. By the way, by next week we'll also know our preseason picks about division winners and wild cards. So there's a whole lot of points. There's a whole lot of game left to be played here.
Yeah, the fun has just begun.
I think I've done pretty well on my preseason picks. I'll have to go back and look. I know I've missed one, but I think I've got the other one so far.
We haven't delved into that yet. We will take a look at it. We will take a look at it soon. Once the season is over, we will tabulate all that and add them in to
cool.
This is where Ed really gets to push the pencil here. And
this is Ed's favorite. Look, for a spreadsheet nerd like me, this is happy time. It's like New Year's Eve for a cab driver.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for making it topical? Bringing it right back around.
Hey, I'll tell you what I did like the one year that Johnny was down here working for me at Christmas. I came back up to Minnesota, and he used the company name and did a ride share on New Year's Eve, and I really applauded him for that. That was That was cool.
I don't understand.
Well, I don't know if he necessarily used the name Wichita Area Mobile Service to promote it, but he and my father used my father's van, and he was doing a rideshare thing on New Year's Eve. Call Wichita Area Mobile Service, and we'll give you rides home.
Oh, okay. How nice.
Offering a free ride service.
Yeah.
How nice.
So, made enough chips.
Well, hey, whatever it was.
And that business is now thriving, right?
Yeah.
It did for a while.
It throve until 2019 when I retired. It throve from 2005 to 2019.
Yeah, let's look that up in the dictionary.
Yes, please. And he slid into third.
I think if you look that up in the dictionary will slap you.
Pretty much.
Oh, John, what do you say?
All right, let's do this.
Ready to strike up the band?
Strike up the band, Maestro.
Here we go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Here's your match official, John Shannon.
All right, here we go. We'll jump right into it here with this week's challenger. From 1972, this is the band Joy. And this week's champion. What's this now? 3 weeks for this?
If it wins this week, it'll be number 4.
Okay, so your 3-week returning champion from 1984. This is Twisted Sister. All right, there you go. There is your this week's Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. All righty, you ready for this? Are you?
Do we even need to?
Is the suspense killing you?
Do we even need to? Just announce the winner and move on.
All right. Well, here's your winner. And still, Battle of the One-Hit Wonders champion, Twisted Sister. We're not gonna take it.
This is a song. We'll fight the powers that be just. Don't pick contest and because you don't know us, you don't belong. Oh, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore. So condescending, your goal is never ending. We don't want nothing from you. Your life is tried and jaded, boring and confiscated. If that's your best round two. Whoa, whoa. We're right, yeah. We're free, yeah. We'll fight, yeah. We'll see, yeah. Whoa, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. No way. We're right, yeah. We're free, yeah. We'll fight, yeah. We'll see, yeah. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Just keep trying to make us. We're not gonna take it. Come on. No, we ain't gonna take it. You're all worthless and we're not gonna take it anymore. Now drop and give me 20.
All right, there you go. There is your winner and still champion. We're not going to take it, Twisted Sister. Let's give you some numbers here.
Ed's muted.
Hey, John, did your house drop a couple of feet?
It's forehead of security.
You got to tilt your camera down a little bit.
How the hell did that happen?
Earthquake in Minnesota.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's get some numbers, John. What do you say?
No, let's not get
Well-
any numbers. Do we really have to?
Oh, we do.
I still say that this
All I can say is ass whooping.
that's why I picked the song that I did. I'm not going to waste good songs on these picks anymore. I'm going to find the worst songs of all time for one hit wonders, and those will be my picks because I'm going to quit wasting. Stop it,
Boys. Bill, that's the whole point. John, give us the numbers. Come on now. Give us the numbers.
All right, on the tweeter, 74%.
It's because nobody recognized the damn song.
70. Well, that's all the part. That's the whole point of doing it. You got to put something up there that's recognizable.
And it doesn't matter whatever I put up there.
But you've been closer.
I was going to put Twisted Sister up a few weeks ago, but I thought, no, I'm not going to waste a good song and let everybody destroy it because I picked it.
But it beat Spirit in the Sky.
Well,
Happy Birthday should have beat Spirit in the Sky.
Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, 74%.
Well, I just thought you'd like it.
Number one with a bullet.
Thank you.
Right to the side of Bill's head.
Pretty much.
Moving on. Numbers, John. Numbers.
74% spread for, or 74 to, what was it, 26 for on Twitter. On Facebook, Facebook was a little nicer. It was only a 62 to 38% score.
Almost respect. It's because I voted 4 times.
I know. Thought you were in Chicago. And total altogether, all figured out, all mashed out, 71.4% of those surveyed voted for Twisted Sister.
Hey, Bill, it could have been worse. Not really, but
not really. Yeah.
So Ed, you didn't tell me who your submission was going to be. So is that I can barely see the screen. That almost looks like a picture of Rodney Dangerfield on it.
Rapping Rodney.
That's okay. Go ahead and give it to us here. What year was that?
Rodney did a song.
Rodney was part of a song. Did Rodney actually get this song credited?
Intro it, 1983.
Well, there you go. You just introed it. Play it.
I tell you I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape. I don't get a break with nothing. I played hide and seek when I was 3.
No respect, no respect.
Why, they wouldn't even look for me.
No respect, no respect.
I was an ugly kid. I never had fun.
No respect, no respect.
They took me to a dog show and I won.
No respect, no respect.
When I was born, I brought no joy.
No respect, no respect.
My old man said he wanted a boy.
No respect, no respect.
I was an ugly kid, always alone.
No respect, no respect.
Halloween, I had a trick-or-treat over the phone.
No respect, no respect.
Friends don't call, my phone don't ring. I don't get a break with anything.
What's the matter, Rodney?
Ah, death, where is my sting?
It's just rapping Rodney. Ain't that your type? No, no. Rapping Rodney. Get out of sight. It's just rapping Rodney. Make no mistake, poor old rapping Rodney can't get a break.
I'm getting old, it's hard to face.
No respect, no respect.
But during sex, I lose my place.
No respect, no respect.
Steak and sex, my favorite pair.
No respect, no respect.
I have them both the same way, very rare.
No respect, no respect.
I know I'm old, I could go any minute.
No respect, no respect.
I got a kidney-shaped pool with a stone in it.
No respect, no respect.
Dr. Vinny Boombox, that's another one.
No respect, no respect.
I said I want to stop aging. He gave me a gun.
No respect, no respect.
I told him I got water on the knee. He gave me a sponge and raised his fee.
What's the matter, Rodney?
Ah, it ain't easy being me.
It's just rapping Rodney. Ain't rap your type, no, no. Rapping Rodney. Get out of sight, it's just rapping Rodney. Make no mistake, poor old rapping Rodney can't get a break.
Now give me a break. Play something from the 40s. Now what kind of music is this? How about Stardust? Hey, what are you doing? That's not Stardust. Listen to this, will you? I mean, where are the flutes? What a band. Hey, don't quit your day jobs. Look at this. The drummer carries the melody. Hey, tell the bass player I like his instrument. Hey, boys, keep it going. Lay it on me. I'm in the groove. nothing goes right. I just can't fight it.
No respect, no respect.
But Eastern Airlines thanked me for flying United.
No respect, no respect.
I got some money. What did I do?
No respect, no respect.
I bought some quicksand. The deal fell through.
No respect, no respect.
My car broke down. I called AAA.
No respect, no respect.
They left the car and towed me away.
No respect, no respect.
I can't take it no more. I'm getting too old.
No respect, no respect.
I called suicide prevention. They put me on hold.
No respect, no respect.
Winter, summer, spring, and fall. I'm always up against the wall.
What's the matter, Rodney?
I don't get no respect at all.
It's just Rappin' Rodney. Ain't wrapped too tight, no, no. Rappin' Rodney. Get out of sight, it's just Rappin' Rodney. Make no mistake for old Rappin' Rodney. Can't get a break.
It's getting worse. It's caving in. The heaviness, I can't take it no more. It's all over. Now, where are my kids? Somebody help me. Hey, bartender. Hey, who's that guy with my daughter? Where's my wallet? How do I get out of here? Stop that dancing.
From 1983, that's Rappin' Rodney by Rodney Dangerfield.
So I see Ed has given up on.
Actually, to be quite honest, I meant to put the short version on. That's the long
apparently you did not. Yes,
not. So in
What
the
to tell you
future,
about playing short versions?
where in the Sam hell was I when that song came out?
that was 1983, and it charted.
I
It
was.
definitely
I must. What do you know? What time of the year it was?
Oh, I could look, but where's the fun?
I
in
was
that?
I'm hoping I was in boot camp, so I didn't have to listen to it.
Oh, I remember it well. I do.
So very early and often for Rodney. Show him some respect. Show him some love.
Oh, that's going to take an ass beating next week.
You never know.
And I mean it in the biblical sense.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you realize this or not, Bill, but I put a YouTube link up to every song, so if they're not familiar with it, they can listen to see what it was. I'll definitely find the short version because I will tell you I enjoyed it in the beginning, but it was starting.
It
to lose
went on
me.
a little too long, and Rodney had no respect.
In the video, the actual video for it, you've got Don Novello who plays, Father Guido Sarducci.
Oh, okay.
Videos, it's all about the video. To be quite honest,
back then, yes,
it's all about the video.
That's the whole theme of the 80s. Is one of the reasons I don't care for 80s music.
This is Rodney.
Okay, now
we're more concerned with
about
making
the video. There was a song, and I'm sure everybody's going to remember it, but there's a sideshow to it. King Tut by Steve Martin.
Yes.
Who was the name of the backup band?
Oh, that was the Saturday Night Live band.
No, it was the Toot Uncommons. And who were they? Who were they? It was the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh, really?
No way, really?
Yes.
Wow.
By the way,
this is the kind of stuff you learn by watching the Taxi Stand Hour.
See?
You are not kidding about that, sir.
Okay, then, all right, my Friday trivia. I don't know if John saw it or not, but it was rock trivia for 1500. This classic rock song was written for George Harrison's wife. Ironically, not by George Harrison.
Dum, 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 dum.
As he goes to the Google.
He's going to the Google.
Going to the Google for something else.
You may not find that one on Google.
I'm going for something else.
And the minute I tell you the song, you're all gonna. Oh yeah, really? It was Layla by Eric Clapton.
While we have a minute, we've talked, John. I got to cut you off here. While we have a minute, we're talking about King Tut and the Tutankhamons. Here's a version of King Tut. We won't play the whole thing, just a little bit, just so you get the feel for it. Here's a version of King Tut by Steve Martin you've probably never heard.
Oh, okay.
Now when he was a young boy, he never thought he'd see people stand in line to see the boy king. How'd you get so funky? Funky Tug. Did you do the monkey? From Arizona to Babylonia. If I'd known,
you couldn't get a backup band for this one.
Taking all my money and bought me a museum. King Tut, buried with the donkey. Honky Tut. He's my favorite honky. From Arizona to Babylonia. King Tut. Simpson died tonight. The ladies loved his style.
Make me call security.
Rockin' for a mile. He ate a crocodile.
He ate a crocodile.
He gave his life for tourism. Now when I die, I don't think I'm a nut. Don't want no fancy funeral, just one like old King Tut. King Tut. He could have won a Grammy. King Tut. His sister was his mommy. Born in Arizona, moved to Babylonia. He was born in Arizona. Got a condo made of soda. King Tut.
That is Steve Martin and his bluegrass band.
Bluegrass.
And
But see,
now
what I ran across this with it being the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band because it was technically they were saying, okay, this song is a one-hit wonder, but the backup band was not a one-hit wonder. So they kind of threw that in there. So
anyway, I didn't think I stumbled across this. That was
he
from a
playing
live-
banjo on it?
Yeah, that's why he has this whole bluegrass thing going. He has a whole other side career. He's got a whole bluegrass
very
band.
accomplished banjo player. Very accomplished.
Yeah, where did he get his start as a banjo player?
I don't know. I know he got a start as a writer.
Smothers Brothers show.
That's not where he learned how to play the banjo.
No, but that's where he got his start as a banjo player, playing on TV and whatnot.
He was a writer on the show.
Mm-hmm. And they got him out there one time playing the banjo.
Hey, gentlemen, I got to take and cut you all off here. We got a couple of quick housekeeping announcements here real quick. Remember, next week, again, we're going back to regular schedule. We'll be live next Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Because this has been Memorex.
Jesus Christ. Like I said, can you ever imagine me being the straight man out of the three of us here? That just blows me away. Anyways, hey, Radio TFI will be bringing in 2023 at midnight in all 4 U.S. time zones. Countdown to midnight, followed by an hour's worth of New Year music. In other words, a never-ending loop of Auld Lang Syne. But that's what you got. Hey, we'll bring in the new year for you here.
Yay.
Easy does it there, Maestro. Hey, we got some hot stove baseball coming in here starting today, I guess. No, yeah. Is it
now?
Oh, we're finishing up the week.
Oh, okay. So on today, what time is this? This is 9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. On the let's see. So on the today, It looks like the 1959 game 5 of the World Series with the White Sox against the LA Dodgers. I wish I could keep going. We got hot stove. We got hot stove baseball. I know. We got hot stove baseball all week long. So, and the theme is going to be new teams next week. So, listen.
New Year.
Time to go. For Ed, for Bill, I'm John. I got the money.
See ya.
Yes, if you keep on talking, baby, you know you're bound to drive me away. Yes.
Oh, and Happy New Year.
Yes, dear. Yes, I'm listening. Oh, I heard every word you said, honey. Yes. Yes, dear. Oh, I agree. You're right. Yeah, you're always right, baby. Yes, dear.